Hi, and welcome to How to Solve a Rubik's Cube. So if you watch this first video on this new method of solving the corners first method, and it was a very beginner method, you came here because you want to learn the more advanced moves. So that's what this video is going to do. We put that X on the top. Again, it does not have to match. My old version, which people were having difficulty with, found that it was a little difficult to do that. So this is a variation on that. All you need is the X on the top, and now we're going to put the X on the bottom. The opposite side of the X side, the other side, in this case, is the yellow. Now, there are a total of 7 ways that the yellow patterns will fall once you get the X on this side. I'm going to teach you 7 moves right now that's going to show you how to put the X on the bottom in all 7 times. Okay, so I've got 2 cubes. I put an X on the top of both of them, and actually when we turn them over, they actually both have this pattern where it's the center with 2 side by side, the pattern side by side. But as you'll notice, these yellows here, since this is the yellow center, there's 2 on the top, and in this one, there's a yellow here and a yellow here. So there's 2 separate moves to put the X on each of these. If you really want to become advanced at corners first method, you're going to have to learn all 7 of these moves. So I'm just going to start teaching them. Okay, let's start with this one, which has the X there on the back, and these 2 side by side. You're going to start actually by putting the X on the bottom, and then you're going to put these 2 in front of you. Again, it puts these 2 outside right there, and you're going to do the following move. Let me see if I can keep it on camera. It's 7 moves. Here we go. Right clockwise, upper clockwise, right counterclockwise, upper counterclockwise, face counterclockwise, upper counterclockwise, and face clockwise. Now, we still have our X on the bottom, and it put that X on the top. Now, the other variation was if we had these 2, and we had, instead of them on the sides, we had them on the top. So again, you're going to take your X, put it on the bottom, put these 2 facing you. Again, these are for the ones that are over there. And you're going to do this move. It's a 7 move move. You're going to go right clockwise, upper 2 times, right clockwise, upper 2 times, right clockwise, upper clockwise, and right 2 times. There it puts the X on the top. We still have our X on the bottom. And then in the next step, of course, we're going to work on this. So let me scramble these up and show you the next 2 sets of moves. Okay, so I've reset the cubes up. And now I still have my X on the top, but instead of 2 on the bottom, I have just 1. So on this yellow side, we have just 1. Now notice here, there's 2 possible ways that you can have this situation. You can have, I always like to put in the upper right corner, but you'll notice here that the yellow is here, but not here. And in this one, you have the yellow here and also a yellow here. So again, it's 2 separate moves to put the X on this side. I'm going to do them both for you right now. So we have our X on the bottom. We're going to put our 1 yellow in the upper right. And notice the 1 is here. And we're going to do the following 7 moves. Right clockwise once, upper twice, right counterclockwise, upper counterclockwise once, right clockwise, upper counterclockwise, and right counterclockwise. That puts our X on the top. We still have our X on the bottom. Now, put that aside, and now do that variation. This is the one where we had the yellow on the upper side, and then we had this one here. Again, we have our X. We're going to put our X on the bottom. We're going to, however, position the yellow one so that it's here in front of us on the left. Again, that piece is right there. And we're going to do the following move. Right clockwise, upper clockwise, right counterclockwise, upper clockwise, right clockwise, upper 2 times, right counterclockwise. Puts the X here. We still have the X there. We now have 2 cubes with X's on the top, X's on the bottom. So that's 4 of the 7 moves. There's still 3 variations, and I'm going to set those up for you right now. Okay, so again, there's 7 possible moves we can do. Here are another 2 moves. You have your X on the top, And in this case, I turn it over. We have actually our center, but we have nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, nothing. We have our center, but 1, 2, 3, 4, nothing. And in this case, we have the center, but we have two side by side here, one there, and one there. And in this case, we have two side by side on the top, but two on the bottom. So to see the difference here, no center here, and in this case, there's two here, but in this case, they're here and here. So again, there's two separate sets of moves. We're going to do each of these moves, short moves that'll put the X on every side. So let's start with this one. So with your X on the bottom, as we always do, you're going to take the two sides facing you like this, and you actually have those two facing far away, and you're going to do the following 5 moves. R, right twice, upper twice, right clockwise, upper twice, and right twice. Puts the X on the top, still have the X on the bottom. Now, let's go to the next one. Again, put the first X on the bottom, and now what you're going to do, again, you have 0 on the top, and in this particular case, you're still going to put the same, the two that are side by side in front of you, but now you have one here and one here. They're not in the back. And you're going to hold it like this, and you're going to do the following 7 moves. Right clockwise, upper clockwise, right clockwise twice, front face counterclockwise, right twice, upper clockwise, and right counterclockwise. Puts the X on the top, puts the X on the bottom. So that's 6 of our 7 moves. There's only one other variation. I'm going to teach it to you in 1 second. Okay, the 7th and final variation to put the X on the bottom is this move here. So we have our X, and on the bottom what we discover is that we have 2, but they're diagonal. So what we're going to do is there is 1 7 move thing to put the X on the bottom here too. You're going to put your X on the bottom as we always do. You'll have 2 on the top. But here's the important part. You're going to put the diagonal, so you're using the lower left and the upper right, and this is the important part. There's another piece here on this side. If you actually have it reversed, you'll see that the piece is in front of you. It's not here. So you need to make sure that when you're holding the diagonal, you have lower left, upper right, with the extra piece right here like this. And you're going to do the following 7 moves. Face counterclockwise, upper, face clockwise, upper clockwise again, right clockwise, upper counterclockwise, right counterclockwise. It puts the face, it puts the X there, it puts the X there. Now, that's 7 moves that shows you how to put the X on the top and the X on the bottom, but it doesn't have the X's here. And that's all for step 3, which is coming up next.